Family, what's going on? Hope everybody's doing well. It is I, Coach Moore. I'm back. The tagline said, "We back." Oh my God, we are back in full effect. Man, a lot going on, a lot to talk about in a short amount of time to do it. So I'm gonna just hop right into it. Um, Most definitely, it has been a very eventful summer. I have been kind of quiet on social media a little bit. Haven't been talking as much as I usually do. I know my marketing team's a little bit pissed off because I haven't been doing a lot of live feeds and different posts and a lot of different things. But tonight I won't be before you long, but I just want to most definitely reach out and chop it up a little bit and just have some fun and just kind of just let y'all know what the deal is for Bid and Pro and kind of recap the summer that just occurred. Oh man, it's been crazy. So as you know, last time I saw a lot of you guys, or just even been on this medium, we were doing the FMBA podcast, and we had a blast. So June 5th, 6th, and 7th, we were in Daytona. We had the third annual Florida Shine Classic. Incredible event. Most definitely, a lot of work went into that, but it really kicked off the summer for a lot of travel players. A lot of us actually left the classic and ended up going down to West Palm Beach to prospect, selecting different travel events. So, um, just on the note of Florida Minority Baseball Alliance, for those of you who don't know, I am executive director and regional scout for the Central Florida area. So I have most definitely been working very hard this summer, and really working on trying to position and work and trying to figure out, hey, how can we keep basically help get these young men in school? And so it's been real crazy. And I'm going to get to my 2025s in a second. But the main thing is I want to talk to everybody right now that has a young man that was in that class that got an opportunity to go play ball in college. Salute to you. That be the entire family. Baseball, the landscape, and everything that goes with it right now, it is difficult. It is nasty. It is dirty. And there's just no two ways about it. There's just not a lot of landscape, even across this vast country that we have for everyone to play. Um, but there is room in the game for you. What I made a comment about in June was this: everyone wants to be on the field, but there's only 9 players at any given time on the field. The rosters in NCAA have been cut to 34, which means they were 40, six young men potentially, nowhere to go. Right? The JUCO space now is very popular, real crazy. NIA popular. So it's about trying to get in and get the best fit for you to go play ball. It is difficult, none to say the less. The 2025 class has been very unique for me because this is probably the first class that I've had the opportunity to really be entrenched with. I just saw up until last week a young man at the end of July got the phone call to go to college to play baseball. I was at an 18U event this weekend. Shouts out to Scout Baseball, USA Scout Ball. Um, they're doing a lot and to assist in having different people come out. Was at an event at this event and I was coaching, and a a D2 was there, and they had specific requirements. I'm looking for a center fielder, and he trolled and he looked and he saw what he wanted. That was a 2025. He said he lost his center fielder to the draft. Was looking for an elite 20 for a center fielder, 2025 in the dead of August, still trying to go. So I'll say all that to say you want to make sure of one thing: be always prepared. You never know when your number's gonna get called. You just always got to be in shape. You got to keep working. You got to keep grinding. If there's a dream that you want to go after, you cannot let that go. So to all of you out there that's listening, moms, dads, this thing, the 2025 class was real unique because it was almost the end of that last COVID pieces of kind of the system resetting itself. So a lot of last minute young men were able to get in because they were prepared to be able to do so. Um, so now 26s, you're on the clock. What are you gonna do? 2027s, you went live August 1st. And I put a post out and I said it real bluntly. So all the 2027s whose phone did ring on August 1st, not over by a long shot. Be patient. I gave you scripture to go with that. Endurance. Endurance to the end. You gotta can't be anxious, you gotta be patient, you gotta have patience upon patience upon patience, but you gotta keep working. Right? But the 26s, same thing. You may not got a call when it was your August 1st. And maybe now you still don't. But the mantra's always been you have to keep working while no one's watching. So I'm going to say it this way. We're back as Bid in Pro to be able to help guide any young student athlete, whether it's baseball, basketball, football. I want to preface that. But for all of those that's right now that are playing in the game of baseball where I'm really entrenched at, if you need help with just understanding or if you want to have a conversation, there's no charges for my services, right? I am just here to be a sounding board and give advice. Now, the one thing that I realize is that hashtag don't shoot the messenger, right? Sometimes people don't like the information they get. Some people don't like kind of what they hear and what they see. And that's okay. You know, everybody has their own opinion on what they like, and that's totally up to them. But for all of you out there that are in the position or the space to be able to help these young men and these athletes, please do so. Please do your damnedest and your best to do right by these young men and these families. This money is real. And the time and effort that goes into this game is real. So, again, 26s, keep grinding. Because if it's anything like the 2025s, you don't have a lot of time, but you have to be in the right place at the right time. And you got to pretty much be connected in the right place at the right time. In the words of my boy Tony Brewington, better make sure you got something to showcase. There's a lot of talent out here. There's a lot going on. So you better be working because when your opportunity becomes real, it's going to become real. So I just wanted to just share that because this summer was one like I've never seen before. And the ability to be around the game as much as I was this summer most definitely was a blessing. So I'm going to give a few different accolades and breakdowns here, just organizational wise. And I'm a firm believer in giving people their flowers, especially when they're in a situation where they're doing the best that they can, when they're really genuinely putting forth the effort to make a difference in a young person's life or a young person's career. Um, this the organizations that are out here are real, and you know, and I'm gonna be transparent on this medium. You know, a lot of us that are out here are doing it from our hearts. I'm gonna preface by saying that a lot of us out here are really trying to make a difference. A lot of us out here only care about what the end result is. So, as I name your organization, it's because despite anything, your work is real, right? How you personally may feel about a person or me or a situation, that's fine too. But I'm a real dude, so I can take all the smoke. But I'm most definitely calling names right now of organizations that I know that are doing what they can do. So I'm gonna start with my own. Florida Minority Baseball Alliance, Coach Bobby and the whole executive team. You guys are doing a kick-ass job trying to really put this stuff together and trying to really promote and push young men to be able to get through. I had an opportunity this weekend to work with another organization, Team Chaos. They're out in Polk County. Coach Jerome Richardson. That man is bleeding baseball. He is legitimately trying to do what he can with little to nothing, but he's putting pure D young athletes on the field. So shouts out to Coach Jerome and Team Chaos and all that he's got going on and him and launching new things that he's doing. Next, I want to and I met this brother a while back, but um, I want to give a shout out to Lasting Millage and his organization. I actually had an opportunity to meet one of his coaches yesterday. They're out in the Tampa area. Same thing, organization really trying to put kids in the right position to be successful. Um, Shouts out to my guy that's up in Atlanta, Dre Butler and Graveyard Mentality. Like I had an opportunity to work with him over the summer at a camp here in Tampa. So by the way, Graveyard Mentality and Outfield Camp is one of the top outfield camps in the country. Um, Florida, he's back in Tampa Thanksgiving weekend. If you're not, sign your child up. Most definitely get him involved. Coach Dre Butler is doing amazing things, and he's got a lot of young men from college to the pros that have been through this program. So, Dre, most definitely, man, salute to you, my brother. Next is it's more on a different level, but his heart is so real. And it's crazy because I'm watching this man build a program from nothing, and it's a brand new program, and I'm thankful to be a part of their mission and what he's trying to get done. Coach Thomas Eden, and Daytona Beach Christian University, um, him and Coach Wayne Oliver and the rest of that staff, they have been recruiting like banshees over there, and they're doing a hell of a job of getting young athletes in, even up to Coach Eden returning from coaching college ball up in Geneva, up in upstate New York. So he is most definitely a diligent man when it comes to giving these student athletes a chance to get on the field. Um, the next one up is to my guy. I call him my little bro, Demetrius Mitchell, and the whole DM pitching. I've never met someone that has a bigger heart than than this man when it comes down to his philosophy, his structure as it pertains to pitching, but just the philosophy of the game of baseball. I most definitely am proud of what he's doing, and you know how he's legitimately what I would say getting more of a nationwide feel um, for what's happening and what's going on out here. Um, Next, I want to give a shout out to another organization that's here locally in the Orlando area, and it's a We Fam organization ran by the Weeks family. I want to give big ups to Jamal um, and his family, the Weeks family, Papa Weeks. Like they're giving everything they have to the game of baseball in the greater Orlando area to be able to assist young people in getting involved with the game and learning baseball the right way. So, want to just give them a shout out. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple travel organizations that I do know that are entrenched the same way. And you know, hopefully, you guys will go back and take a look at this. This is just me saying we back, but this is me giving people their flowers. Um, the other organization is the Florida Sluggers. Um, Coach BN, Coach Jose, they they do a lot. They do a lot, and they do their damnedest. For those that are in the Winter Garden, Windermere area, they have a facility off of Winter Garden, over right over by West Orange High School. Um, Lessons, batting, four cages, nets. I mean, you name it. They're putting the outside mound outside, so they're doing some real good stuff over there in that organization. But again, everything is directed at being able to make sure these young men have an opportunity to be able to play. Next up is my guys over the Central Florida Five, Coach Noah Piard and Eric Dixon, brothers. I can't say enough about what you guys have done to transform your organization and what you're doing and still working. So, shouts out to you guys and just the grind of being able to put these young men in proper showcases, proper events to be seen and be given a chance. Um, the next organization I want to talk about from a trial perspective is, and I've watched them from a distance, but I can tell you right now, I'm thankful to know these brothers, and they've reached out to me a couple different times, and hopefully we can get back on track to get some work done together. But Coach Artie Clyde and Coach EJ over at the Southern Squeeze. Um, those guys are tremendous. They are legitimately doing some good things. They had an event down in Fort Myers where they had a bunch of schools come in. They had a mini tour where they're taking young men to different colleges to actually be able to help them out and being able to get them put in the right position to simply be successful. And I think that is so important, but also to given the structure. Um, you know, the other piece of this is how you maintain the relationships and how the families trust you to be able to do different things. So I most definitely, would say you guys are doing a very tremendous job in what you're doing. Um, and the last organization that I'm going to talk about is one that I've had experience with in the past couple years since I've been here in Florida. And you guys see them all over social media. And the young men that play for this organization, what can I say? I call them, most of them, my nephews, but um, I just want to say, I give props to Pro U Foundation and what those guys and Coach Chip and Coach Malik do over there. Um, they're ground floor tied. They have a lot of young men that they put out over the last years that are playing ball and given some opportunities. And Coach Chip is tied in a lot of ways to a lot of different pieces. So that's always a good thing. Now I'm going to move around a little bit. Um, Shots out to another organization similar to mine, but at the same time, we share the same mission of being able to change young people's lives through mental mindset and performance. Um, that dude, Ronnie Richardson and R2 Cares, been watching you. I know we missed each other last week trying to connect, but most definitely you're doing your thing out there. So keep on pushing. And then the last couple people that I want to talk about is my guy, Coach Antoine Brown, and Married to the Game. If anyone out there ever wants to have someone to come in and pretty much be able to motivate and talk to your young people on any level about sport and life, Coach AB is your man. Antoine Brown is most definitely solid when it comes to that. And he will be doing a whole lot more with us as it pertains to just symposiums. Like we're going to be doing more of those as we go through. And then the last one that I want to get shots out to is the Wimberly family up there in Jacksonville. Um, you know, that boy Corey is tireless, man. And so shouts out to him and him starting up the new Florida Mets organization up there in Jacksonville. But I just gave you a host, a litany of different organizations that are in the state of Florida that somehow, some way, we all should be working together. Again, Florida Minority Baseball Alliance, we pride ourselves in being a conduit. So as you look over the next few months, as I say, we're back. Um, Look for an FVT, Florida Verified Tour, coming to your city. There's an 8 city tour that's coming up here in the next few months. Excuse me, next few weeks that we got going on. Most definitely sign up. I think it'll be advantageous for you to take advantage of that. Also, we're doing, and this is going to be huge. So all of those, let me zoom in, let you look at me. To all those organizations out there that I just called, and I know R2 Cares has something going on that weekend, but We are doing our second annual FVT here in Orlando, November 21st to 22nd. This is going to be a little bit different. See what I mean by that? It's the classic weekend. Fam, BC, Bethune Cookman go head to head. We're doing a full entire platform for that weekend. So as we put out registration for that, we're looking for donors, sponsors to come out and be a part of this, set up a booth, table, the whole nine. But we're launching that weekend. That weekend, we're officially launching Sandlot Sunday. Sandlot Sunday is going to be a huge situation. And what it is, we are looking, look at me when I tell you this, we're looking for four minority based travel organizations to bring out your dogs, bring out your best to location still TBD, but it will be a showcase that Saturday. My showcase team will be the 15, and we will do a round robin that Sunday. We will pretty much be able to have our partner universities that we have. We'll be streaming the game. We'll have different colleges being able to tune in and take a look at that. Um, so, coaches, if you're interested, DM me, hit me up, and you're going to see more about this come out. Like I said, I've been talking for 21 minutes right now, and at the end of the day, I could talk for another 21 minutes. I mean, I got a lot of information to give, but in this instance, just know one thing: no matter what event you hit, make the most of any invite, any invitation that's given to you, because we're all working from the same plane. That thunder's rumbling over here. We're all working from the same plane, right? But tap into an organization, tap in and be a part of what's going on. Like I said, everybody's philosophy tends to be a little bit different, but the premise is the same thing. Do you, young man, do you, young woman, do you, any athlete, do you want to play ball in college? The question is, are you mentally ready to play ball in college? How are you doing in high school? What are these things? So again, plug in and figure out what's your best method for your success. And the last thing before I actually drop off is, and I feel bad because I've just not had the time to do it, is we still got the shop wide open. Our next coming up here in 2 weeks, which I owe this young man. Um, we have the Wimbo collection coming out. One of our student athletes up in Jacksonville, Core Wimby. We have a line coming out for him. We're looking for student athletes, not just baseball players, but again, we're looking for athletes that we can spotlight you. We're looking for athletes that want to get their media packages done. We want athletes that want to know how to do an interview properly, how to be able to articulate questions. We have all of that stuff already laid out and ready to go. So again, I'm Coach Moore. This is Bid and Pro. I just want to drop this service announcement that we're back. So start looking out for more posts, more live videos on site, different things that we do. But at the same time, we're just here to be that level of sounding board. So, fam, I wish you all a good night. And look for the coming weeks for the Bid In Pro podcast, man. We're about to launch that series the right way. Luckily, we had a good chance to get some dry runs in when we did the FNBA podcast right before FSC. Whole bunch of coaches conversations, whole different other sports, whole different bunch of personalities coming through. So we're gonna have a good time chopping it up. But at the end of the day, just know one thing: the information is free. What you choose to do with it is totally on you. I'm Coach Moore. This is Bid In Pro. I salute you, and we out.